Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. My name is Micah with the R.W. Norton Art Gallery, and as you can tell, we're enjoying the beautiful outdoors, and we wanted to bring you an activity that would be perfectly fit to be outdoors. Today's activity is going to be a color mixing activity, and it is inspired by a painting by Peter Ellenshaw that we have at the R.W. Norton Art Gallery. The name of this painting that we're going to be looking at today and doing the activity with is the Killarney Mountains, Spring Gorge, Glenby, Ireland. I'm going to pop up the image on the screen now. And with this image that you can see on the screen, we have a poem that we're going to read that comes out of a great book. The link is provided below. The book is called Hailstones and Halibut Bones. And the poem that I'm going to read from that particular book is called What is Green? What is green? Green as the grass and the leaves of trees. Green as the smell of a country breeze. Green as lettuce and sometimes the sea. Green is a feeling you pronounce NV. Green is a coolness you get in the shade of the tall old woods where the moss is made. Green is a flutter that comes in spring when frost melts out of everything. Green is a grasshopper. Green is jade. Green is hiding in the shade. Green is an olive and a pickle. The sound of green is a water trickle. Green is the world after the rain, bathed and beautiful again. April is green, peppermint too. Every elf has one green shoe. Under a grape arbor, air is green, with sprinkles of sunlight in between. Green is the meadow, green is the fuzz that covers up where winter was. Green is ivy and honeysuckle vine. Green is yours, and green is mine. Well, that was the poem that comes from, again, the book, Hailstones and Halibut Bones. It's a whole book about different colors and how colors remind you of different things. Below, you'll find a link to a worksheet that we provide that goes through brainstorming different things that colors would inspire. For instance, what did green smell like? To me, green might smell like the green grass, or the green bushes, or peppermint, as it says inside the poem. You go through all of the different senses. What does it remind you of? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? If green had a sound, what would that sound be? And then, of course, we provide you with a template for you to take that brainstorming session and help the kids insert that into the template, and when they're done, they have a poem about what is green. And so what we'd like to do today is actually do a little bit of color mixing. And so we're going to work on the activity, and what you'll need are 6 glasses. You can use plastic glasses as long as they're clear, and you're going to need water. That's why it's a perfect activity to be doing outside. In 3 of the glasses, and I'm going to use these jars right here, you want to fill up the glasses with about 1.5 cups of water. This just so happens to be exactly, when I fill it all the way up to the lip, to be filled with 1.5 cups of water. I've gone ahead and pre-filled these other 2. The other thing that you also need is some assorted food color dye. This one has red, yellow, green, and blue. We're not going to be using the green today. And so what we want to do is take each one of these, and for each cup, or each half a cup of water, what I want you to do is add a drop. So since this is 1.5 cups, that's 3 half cups of water. So I'm going to add 3 drops. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go through and do that. And the kids will love watching how this dye diffuses through the water. Blue, 1, 2, 3. And the yellow. 1, 2, 3. So when you're done, you should have 3 glasses that have the red dye, the blue dye, and the yellow dye. And so you can sit here and kind of swirl them, but I'm going to kind of speed this process up a little bit and mix it. So here's the blue one. It's mixed. And of course the yellow one. Excellent. Now, in our poem, we were talking about green, but I don't have any green here. So how can we make green? we don't have green? Well, because you're outside and it's beautiful and sunny, some of the kids probably already know this, but you might be able to take the colors and be able to mix them. And so if you took these colors and held them up to the sun, you can see blue. But what happens if you were to take the blue and the yellow and put them together? What would you be able to see? And so what we're going to do is the kids can try that, but we can also mix them. So what we want to do is, first color is what do we get when we mix blue and yellow. So I'm going to take one of my empty glasses and add a half a cup of blue liquid. All right, so I have a half a cup of blue. And now I'm going to add a half a cup of yellow. And when you add a half a cup of yellow, you should see an automatic color change. And so now we have green. And so we're going to go through this process and continue to go through and see what happens when you add blue and red. So now take another cup, half a cup of blue, half a cup, and I'm going to take the red. So what do you think we're going to get when we add blue and red? Let's find out. Half a cup of red, and you'll see immediate color change. And what we have is, of course, purple. We have one more glass here for our sixth color, and we should have, what we have not mixed would be red and of course yellow. So I'm going to take the red, or half a cup of red, and I'm going to take my yellow and half a cup of yellow. And when you mix them, you should have orange. And now what we have created is a nice primary colors of pigment and the secondary colors of pigment. So we have blue, red, and yellow on one side, and on the other side, purple, green, and orange. So they can play with them and mix them up. As you remember, we created a previous video last week in which my coworker created some Play-Doh. A great opportunity you can do with this is that you can take the Play-Doh and before you mix in any color, split it into different parts, and take your dye. And so I can make blue, add some, of course, mix it in. This is where your hands kind of get all covered in dye. Mix it all up, and you do that for each one of your portions of Play-Doh. So you'll have a blue one and a red one and a yellow one. And of course, if you mix it up and then you take a blue and a yellow and you try to knead it together, what you get are the same effects that you have here. So the kids can sit there and have fun with color mixing with their homemade Play-Doh, and of course color mixing with the dyes. I do hope you enjoyed. Please take this activity and tell me, what type of poetry you created with what did purple remind you of, what did green, what did orange, what did blue, and share with any of us your creations, poetic creations that you created online. Thank you.